I don't know if I speak for everybody watching this, but I know that I definitely speak for myself and my experiences. I'm sure we played over and over in our minds that when the Jehovah Witness organization collapses finally, how will we react to family members, to ex-friends, to people that we knew for years in this organization? Will we gloat? Will we celebrate their destruction? Will we be sad for them? Because as I mentioned in previous posts, there's going to be a lot of mayhem. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to go left, that's going to go wrong internally for different people. Now, like I mentioned before, there's going to be some people that's elated, happy. There's people happy now. They love the Zoom meetings. They love the fact that they don't have to be visible so much. But I'm talking about if, breaking news, the organization is on a fast decline, which it is, but I'm talking about impact happens. Right now they're bracing for impact, but now, impact happens. It is destroyed. It is over. How do you react? Being the ex-JW, being the apostate, being the outcast. I think people played in their mind the "I told you so" speech. I told you. I told you. You didn't want to believe me. You thought I was crazy. You thought I was the devil. Right? We play that over and over. And there's going to be people that's really going to embellish in this, in their heartbreak. Why? Right? Now, I'm no psychologist, but why do people, just in everyday life, why are they sometimes happy at the destruction of others? And I said to myself, self, when people are humble, for the most part, when people are humble, you don't wish bad on them, right? As a matter of fact, you may say, "I told you so," but it's in a different way. It's like, "Yeah, I told you, but here, how can I help you?" Because that person is humble. That person was naive. That person was led astray, right? And you just knew they were going the wrong way. Now, there's some people in the organization like that. They are just meek, kind, lost souls. And to those people, it's like you come to the rescue. Give them a pat on the back and say, "Yeah, I knew all along, and this is what I tried to tell you." Even family. But then there are, and this is, I think, runs rampant in the organization, the ego. I mentioned this before. It's the ego that would have you, really give that "I told you so" speech. That "I told you, you didn't want to listen to me, good for you." That speech, the "good for you," is because for the most part, at least from my experience, they walk around with the chip on their shoulder. They have a degree in everything in life, right? Even in small talk. Again, from my experience, you speak about politics, you speak about the medical field, you speak about science, you speak about philosophy, obviously religion, you speak about anything in life, and it's like they tie in what they've been taught in this organization to everything else in the world, even above the professionals, the masters in this particular field. You can speak about vacation, you can speak about just certain parts of the world, and it's like, well, I knew a sister, I knew a brother. Well, the friends say, they have this smug, almost like, way about themselves where it's like, we know everything, because they were taught that. They were taught that there's Christianity, but even under the umbrella of Christianity, we're a subdivision, but the bigger part of Christianity. And, we got it right. We're not talking about tweaking and fine-tuning and, eating the meat and spitting out the bones, taking in, what you deem as important in any religion. It's like, yeah, I get it, but don't necessarily fall in line with that particular scripture, doctrine, or whatever. But you have this whole umbrella of Christianity, and then you have someone that separates even from that to say we are better than the whole umbrella, right? It's like the umbrella, and at the end of the umbrella you have these little, the things that hold the umbrella together, the little things that stick out, when your umbrella is going bad and that little metal piece comes out at the end. It's kind of like embarrassing. Like, I will not walk around with an umbrella like that. It's literally, in my opinion, and it's weird, it makes a depiction of my whole life if I got a damaged umbrella with it, like the metal part, the wires or whatever hanging out, and it's leaning over to one side, and you're kind of like trying to turn it around to just get that little part that's not damaged. It's like, I don't care if you make $1 million a year. I look at you as like, fix your umbrella, right? But that's a whole nother story. But they're just that little one part that's sticking out of the umbrella that's damaged, and then you got this whole other part of the umbrella with the other parts that go around and hold the umbrella together. They're just that one little part. If that, they might just be that little thing at the bottom. The umbrella comes down and you have that little thing when you close the umbrella that clicks, like just above the handle. That little thing that when you click it, so they're that little click down there, right? But they think that they are bigger than the whole umbrella. Right? It's like, no, we're that little click. They're not even a handle. The handle is something else, right? They're that little click right there. As a matter of fact, on top of the umbrella, that little, like if you're looking at on the top of the umbrella, that little, they're like, wait a minute. No, the click. So they're the smallest part of the umbrella. That's what I'm essentially trying to say. And they think that they know more, or they don't even work together to contribute to the functioning of the whole umbrella. It's like, no, we're better than every other part. It's like, what? You know what they are? They're that little strap on the umbrella that when you close the umbrella up, and that little strap that holds it closed with the Velcro little thing, that's what they are, right? They're just something that you can really, if you pull hard enough, you can just rip it off of the umbrella. That's what they are. They're that little Velcro part. The Velcro part on the umbrella that when you wrap the strap around and then you kind of like put it on to keep it closed, that little Velcro thing. That's what they are. Right? Scrap all other stuff. They're that little Velcro part. But they think that they're bigger than the whole umbrella. Right? I'm sorry about this umbrella talk, but I had to make an analogy. So we gloat in our minds about when this destruction does happen of the organization, how we're going to react to people, friends, family, acquaintances. It's like I told you. good for you because of how they walk around, how they act. You know, there are some people, granted, that because they've shunned you, they cry. You know, that's another story, because they're conflicted. And they're like, you know, they cry every day. But you got those that use that as a way to say, listen, fall in line, follow suit, get your act together, come back to Jehovah, or you lose your family, you lose me. Those people have to be taught a lesson. They will be taught a lesson, right? And it's an internal question that I think that you should have, or can have at least, or allow yourself to have. It's like, when that happens, how am I going to react? You know? How am I going to react? So, yeah, it's because of the ego that they have. Speak about medical, it's like, yeah, no, they don't do, you know, because they just know so much, because the organization gives them that battery in their back, so to speak. We know it all, because this book has everything in it, right? This Bible has everything. Medical, scientifical, philosophy, religion, the afterlife, the anatomy, just everything, relationship. You can learn everything from it. And, you know, I agree to some level, but they take that too far. Everyone has a master's degree in everything. And it's not true, you know. And I mentioned this before in another earlier post when I first started doing these. I said, why wouldn't they act like how they act? Why wouldn't they? They got it figured out. They got it all figured out. This is what they're taught. You have it all figured out, and the rest of the world is walking blind. Walking blind. And that's why they walk around like how they walk around, like they know everything. So, how will you react? Will you say, I told you so? Will you stay away? Will you say, you know, you made your bed, lie in it? You know, will you have open arms? Will you really be elated and happy that they come to their senses? You know, will you hold a grudge? You know? And it all depends on the ego that they exude to you when you separated yourself. It all really depends on that. So I guess it's an individual thing, but collectively, generally speaking, they are very egotistical. They are not meek. When they say the meek will inherit the earth, it's like, well, that you don't fit in that category. That's not you guys. You're not meek, because you're always telling someone that they're wrong. You got it wrong. You know? And even when things are, it makes the most sense. If I'm speaking to someone and they say, well, I have a love for God, and they may not necessarily know the name of God. I don't believe anyone does. God will not come down to our level to give God a name that we can associate to other things, and we can get a patent on, and we can start naming our children, the creator of this universe. I just don't, I think that there are names that we can easily identify and relate to God, because God is such a vast and unimaginable entity, creator, whatever you want to call it, that you you have to sometimes put a visualization or a name to it so we can, as humans, better associate it, associate with it. But that's a different story, But yeah, they even in the face of love and the basic ingredients for living a nice, good life, they say you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough. You haven't come to know God really by God's name. You don't follow suit with, what my organization teaches. The rest of the world is doomed. Don't care where you were born. I don't care if you were born in a 99.999 or 100% Muslim or Buddhist country. It's your fault if you don't get yourself out of it, if you don't find the truth. Why do I have to find the truth if I believe that I already have the truth? Why? Why would I do that? Why would I search for my sixth finger if 5 is good enough, if I believe 5 is the right amount that I should have? Why am I going and searching for my sixth finger that I never knew I needed? I don't even know that it exists. I wasn't born with it. 5 is enough. Everyone else, or pretty much everyone else, has 5. Why would I even think to search for a 6? Why? Why would I search for something that I don't think that I need? Right? I got 100% of the people around me living a certain way, believing a certain thing, and I'm going to search. I'm just going to say, you know what? I know we're all Muslim, right? This is all I know. The whole country I live in, not the city, not the town, the whole country that I live in and was born into, and some of the neighboring countries are all my faith and what I was taught, what I believe in. But I don't know. I'm going to see if there's anything else out there. I'm going to see if there's the real truth out there. And let's just say the person does explore, right? They come to the Western world and they say, oh, there's a thing called Christianity. There's a person named Jesus. Right? Let me see if I want to delve into that world. Let me do some research. They do their research and they say, nah, I'm going to go back to what I was taught. That those people or that person would be doomed because they so-called found the truth but didn't accept it. It's like someone puts you, or they try to put you together with another person, right? And they say, hey, I found the right one for you. Never met them. There's somebody saying that they found the right person for you. Finally meet them, right? And you're like, not my type. Just nothing about it is my type. Looks, height, complexion, moral standard, religion. I want children. They don't. The heart of what people would be attracted to. I don't like the way they think. I don't like the way they reason. Anything. I don't like the way they eat. It can be anything, right? You're just not into that person. And then someone tells you, you missed the boat. That was the person for you. Nah, wasn't. Yeah, it was. Nah, I'm me. I picked the person for me. You're not going to pick the person for me. Yes, I'm supposed to. Why? Because I'm the person that picks people for other people. It's like, what? what if I don't like that person? It's like, then you missed the boat. You'll never get married. You'll never fall in love. That's the only person, because I said that's the only person. It's like, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? And you'll be punished. You'll be punished. Because I said that was the person for you, and you denied that person, and you're going to be punished now for it. It's absurd. It's absurd. So, it's the ego. I want to go back to that word. Ego. Saying, I got it right. I'm trying to tell you that I got it right. And I'm also trying to tell you that you should get it right based on the way I got it right. And if you don't, you're going to be punished. Right? You're going to be punished for that. It's absurd. But that's the world that they live in. Absurdity. Right? So, with that being said, all I'm asking you to do is think. You know the routine. You know the mantra. You know the slogan. You know the title. Think. Just think. And also, on a side note, I spoke to Matt. Matt is the guy, used to be my manager, Matt Gorman, in music. But now I have my attorney that basically acts as my manager, because basically they're basically the ones that read over the deals or whatever. So, but Matt helps me out with merchandising and stuff, a lot of stuff, but he also does the shipments for shirts and stuff. And if people have questions as to how to buy certain songs of mine, or there's a lot of brands that send me clothes, and Matt will look over and be like, Sean wouldn't endorse that, or he would, or he'll send stuff to me. So he helps me out a lot. We both appreciate people buying the Think shirts and hoodies and sweatshirts. He has shipped out a lot of them, and I can't wait to see you guys take pictures in it. One thing that he did mention to me, he's like, there's certain people, and we've been doing this a long time as far as with shirts and this and that. He said they're overcomplicating things, right? There's even a lot of people, he said, that are inquiring about it. He said, I get back to them, about size, this, that. I guess a generic little email about, what the amount is and this. He said, and he goes through the emotions, and he said he never really hears from a lot of people again. I say this with all due respect. Please don't waste his time. Don't waste my time. Right? You can have the most wonderful relationship with me. It's not a prerequisite on what you buy or what you give or what you support. Don't need it. You don't need to do it. Right? And we can talk. I'm going to reply to your comments. I'm going to reply to your emails at some point or another. But don't waste my time. This is just not what I do. Right? I do a lot of stuff. And when or even him, when we get back to you on certain things, you don't have to follow through. But don't just do a flimsy inquiry on something. Hey, I'm interested, but you're really not. Please, let's keep our relationship solid. Right? I appreciate all of you like you don't know. The subscribers. I really do. And I think most people would agree, right? Don't waste time. It's not complicated. There's only 4 or 5 different styles. I want that one. That orange one. Yeah. I think I wear a large. Yeah. And a dress. Yeah. Send the money. Yeah. Done. Don't overcomplicate it. Trust and believe me, it's not that important. I get many people from in the U.S. and out the U.S. It's like even with other, stuff that we sell or songs or whatever. It's really simple, right? So please, with that being said, I appreciate everyone who is supporting, and I thank you and love.